What if I told you that one of the most brilliant pieces of engineering you'll ever own is something you use thousands of times a day, probably without even thinking about it? Nope, it's not your smartphone and it's not your car. It's this humble joint right here, your elbow.
Just think about it for a second. We talk all the time about our hands, right? And how dexterous they are. Or our legs and how powerful they are. But what's the critical link in the chain that makes so much of that possible?
You guessed it, it's the elbow. This joint is kind of the secret key that unlocks the incredible potential of your entire upper body. So let's dive in and really break down how it pulls off its magic.
So why are we calling it an unsung hero? Well, it's because the elbow's entire design is built around one single critical mission, positioning your hand perfectly in space for every little thing you need to do.
And this action is just so fundamental. I mean, think about it. Bringing food to your mouth, brushing your hair, reaching out to grab something. Every single one of those movements depends entirely on the elbow's ability to change the length of your arm in an instant. It's basically the ultimate support system for your hand.
Okay, so how in the world does it have this much versatility? Well, the secret is in its brilliant design. See, it's not just one simple joint. It's actually two very different types of joints working together in perfect harmony. Let's take a look at the blueprint.
First up, you've got the powerful hinge. This is your humeral ulnar joint, and it works exactly like you'd imagine, like a simple, strong door hinge. It gives you that stable back and forth motion, the bending and straightening that provides all the power and reach for your arm. You can think of it as the real workhorse of the elbow.
But the hinge is only half the story. Right alongside it, you have the pivot joint, the radial ulnar joint, and this is where things get really clever. This is the part that allows your forearm to rotate, turning your palm up to catch something or turning it down to use a keyboard. That rotation is what gives you all the fine control for tasks like turning a screwdriver or opening a jar. It's a game changer.
And of course, none of this happens without the muscles to power it all. You've got three main groups working here. Your flexors, like your biceps, they handle all the bending and lifting. Your extensors, that's mainly your triceps, they take care of all the pushing and straightening. And then you have your rotators, which manage that crucial twisting motion. All three groups have to coordinate perfectly for every single move you make.
Now, naturally, with a joint that's this complex and works this hard, things can sometimes go wrong. And when they do, the problems usually fall into one of two major categories. On one side of the coin, you have overuse issues. This is when you're doing repetitive things that cause tiny bits of damage faster than your body can heal them. It's basically a case of doing too much. Then, on the other side, you have hypomobility, which is the exact opposite problem. It's all about stiffness and losing motion, maybe after an injury or because of arthritis. This is a classic case of moving too little.
And within that overuse category, there are two injuries that I bet almost everyone has heard of, even if you're not totally sure what they are.
Now, here's something that surprises a lot of people. Both tennis elbow and golfer's elbow, they're not really about the elbow joint itself. They're actually problems with the tendons that connect your wrist muscles to your elbow. So with tennis elbow, that pain is on the outside and it's from the muscles that pull your wrist back. With golfer's elbow, the pain is on the inside and it's from the muscles that bend your wrist forward.
But here's the good news. For most of these common elbow problems, there's a really clear and logical path to get back to feeling good. The recovery journey is usually broken down into three distinct phases.
First up is the protection phase. The goal here is super simple. Just calm everything down. Stop irritating it. That means rest and some really gentle, pain-free movement. Next, you move into the controlled motion phase. This is where the focus shifts to carefully and safely getting your full range of motion back. And finally, there's the return to function phase. This is all about rebuilding that strength and endurance so you can get back to your life without hurting it all over again.
Okay, so here's a fascinating number for you. 100 degrees. What's that about? Well, researchers have found that this is the key functional arc of motion you need at your elbow to do most of your daily tasks. We're talking about the range that covers everything from eating to brushing your teeth. That's why hitting that 100-degree mark is such a critical goal during recovery. So, the big question is, how do we try to avoid all these problems in the first place? Well, it really comes down to a few key principles of just taking care of yourself.
Ultimately, prevention really just boils down to being mindful. Listen to your body. Don't just push through sharp pain. That's a warning sign. Make sure you balance strength with flexibility, because a muscle that's super strong but also super tight is just asking for trouble. And finally, pay attention to your environment, things like how you lift heavy objects or even just how your desk is set up at work.
So as you can see, the elbow is so much more than just a simple joint. It's a powerful hinge, it's a clever pivot, and it is the absolutely critical link that lets you interact with the world around you. And by understanding how it works and how to take care of it, we can make sure this unsung hero keeps doing its job for a lifetime. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. Your elbow performs literally thousands of complex moves every single day. Isn't it time we gave it the attention it truly deserves?